Hello everybody, welcome to a special episode of Hillbilly Wine 101. The President of the United States has sent me a bottle of wine from his winery in Virginia. Now, yes, this is from Trump Winery. Currently under the leadership of Eric Trump, his son. Right? It's a Meritage, not a Meritage, Meritage. A Meritage, actually, yes, a Meritage rhymes with heritage. And the way they got the word, it's a made-up word of merit, meaning value, and heritage. And so it rhymes with heritage, and it's Meritage. And the rules for having a wine that's Meritage, you have to belong to the Meritage Society. Okay, this is an American made-up name here. And the reason is, I'll tell you why. Because to have a, like example, a wine that's named after a varietal, like Cabernet Sauvignon, you have to have at least 75% of the wine has to be made of that varietal. Well, what if you make a blend of wine and you think it's unbelievably tasty, but you've only used 60% of a particular grape? Well, then you have to call it table wine. It doesn't sound good. So they came up with this name here. And they formed a society that you have to belong to. It has to be a blend of 2 or more grapes. It has to be no more than 90% of any single grape. And the grapes have to be the original, what they call the noble grapes, the vinifera grapes, the original grapes of Europe. Has to be in the blend. There has to be at least 2 in the blend. They recommend that it is your best grapes and your best wine that you call Meritage, and that you make no more than 25,000 cases. So this is from Trump's Winery. They produce 36,000 cases a year at the whole winery. I think it's the biggest winery in Virginia. Maybe acre-wise or something like that. I think there's 2 that produce more. This was $20, and I think that's all. We can't wait to try it. Yeah, so let's try it. The year, good. The year is 2015. Yes, and the ABV is 13.9er. 13.9. Now, what is the, I always say about this usually, what's the case? Why don't I ever use a foil cutter?
They're for sissies.
Oh, and this wine is a blend of Merlot, 53%. Cabernet Sauvignon, 25%. Malbec, 15%. Cabernet Franc, 5%. And Petit, Verdot, 2%. All right. Who's excited? Charlottesville, Virginia. Let's get started. President's got a winery. Woo. Oh, and then on the top it says 2015 on the cork. And I can tell right from the thing it's a real cork. So, for those of you that like real corks, get the old rabbit ear. Grab the rabbit firmly by the ears. Pull them out of the rabbit hole, folks. All right. Now, put the rabbit back in the hole. Grab the ears. This is how you go. And because we'd like to examine the cork here, go below Wine 101. Well, look at that. Trump Winery, and there's a big T. All right, very nice. And classic label, black with gold. He likes gold. I believe the president likes gold. Yes, and if I had all the other Bordeaux bottles here, this is the tallest one. Trump does things big, or he goes home. All right. Oh, you know what? I should have my Roman head port. We'll do it next one. All right.
It's very dark.
All right. Very dark.
Looks like grape juice.
You say, well, grape juice is a little more purple.
Yeah.
This to me,
That's brown.
brown.
It is very dark.
Yeah, it's very
I
dark.
did say this is $20, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right. And on the bottle it also says American red wine. All right. So, yeah, it is dark with a hint of brown. Now,
Yeah.
brown usually uses a little bit of age or oxidation. This is only 2015, so it's really not old at all. It's only 2017.
Smell alcohol.
Mm. So you smell some alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Smell blackberry.
A lot of blackberry. I smell violets.
Yeah,
Blackberry.
I do smell floral. I definitely
Floral.
smell floral.
Plum. And then under the blackberry and the plum, I smell a little bit of cherry, black cherry. And that's
Yeah,
good for that.
yeah, I can smell that.
And as this warms
can't
up,
smell
it's
the-
really gonna, what can you smell?
I said I can't smell the plum.
Plum,
I
okay,
don't
plum.
smell.
Mm.
I definitely
nice.
smell the
This
cherry
one
though. I
smells
smell the
good.
black cherry.
Any, wait a minute. Maybe just a hint of mocha. All right, let's give it a taste. Now I taste the oak, and
Yeah, definitely taste the oak.
then I get the. It's a nice blend. I get the what do you call it, tannin, but it's not terrible. It hits you, but it doesn't really suck it out of
Goes
you.
away
It
right
just
away.
right
Yeah.
goes away right away for structure, and then you start getting those delicious fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fruits are definitely the aftertaste.
Mm. Well balanced. So really, as they say, the nose is confirmed on the old Palate, and I'm tasting those fruits.
Yeah.
And I like this. You get that tannin, but it goes away so
Right,
quick,
yeah.
and it doesn't stay there,
No.
It's not
drying you
dry,
out.
no.
Just lets you know it's
No,
there
it's
to give
not
a little
dry.
structure to it.
Yeah.
It's well balanced.
This is a good steak wine.
This is a good steak wine.
It is a good steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so much a sipper on this. I would say more you
No,
have to have the
with
food.
Definitely with food.
The food, and it would go with a nice steak. wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we're going to sit here and we're going to enjoy this Trumpster wine here. And from Hillbilly Wine 101, cheers everybody.
Happy New Year.
Ah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, kids.